represents the best that the medical community can offer. He cares, he is concerned, and he's diligent. He makes certain that his patients are treated as if they are his family. He is the front line for all of your ladies. All your gynecologists have a person to look up to, a role model. And the Sass Foundation today takes that time to say, we have to applaud those that are the front line, not just the specialists, which are so terribly important, but those physicians that really make a difference and make certain that we can hopefully catch this disease as early as possible. With that, I give to you the 2012 Gerry Truntz Award winner, Dr. Mark.
First, thank Frank and the Sass Foundation.
Speak louder.
My son lives in Los Angeles.
Louder.
My son lives in Los Angeles. And about 2 months ago, when I found out that I was getting this award, he had come in, and we were going to arrange your Islander hockey game in Madison Square Garden. So he obviously couldn't be here for work reasons. We're in the elevator of the Madison Square Garden parking lot, and we're going down to go to the garden. And he says, Dad, where the hell are you getting that award? I said, I'm getting it at a place called the East Winds Hotel in Wading River. He said, where is Wading River? And with that, there's a husband and wife with 2 children, and they say, we live in Wading River. And that's how this started. My son, who's in the movie business, also said I should have a prepared speech. He said, you need notes. And I'm not good with notes. I'll give you a little bit about how I got involved with Sass and what I do and why I do. I guess I really decided to become a physician when I was about 14 years old. My grandmother had died from breast cancer, and John Kennedy was still the president. And I wrote a letter to President Kennedy, and I said, you're spending so many millions of dollars to put men in space, or you want to put men in space. But where my grandmother just died of breast cancer, and where is the money going? And really, at that moment, I said, this is what I want to do. I want to help them. And ironically, a couple of months later, I got a letter back, not from him, but from one of his aides, saying that the president's very sorry about your grandmother, government, blah, 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 is dedicated to providing money to cure breast cancer. And, you know, I started my studies, and I went to college and medical school. And then, somewhere along the way, about 20 years ago or whatever, I had decided that when I went into practice, I was going to be very idealistic, and I wanted to do things a certain way. And that certain way did not always mean going by the book. Books were there for me to learn from, but it was my vision that I had to think outside the box. That I was not always going to do this, and this. And that was my ideal. And I'm very, and to this day, am still very idealistic about medicine. I hate what's happened to it. Unfortunately, I'm more at the tail end. It's not going to affect me as much. But it's really a shame, because I see patients not being cared the way they should be. At any rate, along this journey that I came in, I've been inspired. And one of the things I've learned through my own experiences and experiences in my family is that the road is not straight. There are always curves and always bumps. And there are two people sitting here today that have inspired me. My wife and my daughter. They conquered their own curves and bumps. And then I met Frank a while ago. And I met him again through a bump. My father was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and was given 3 months to live. And my father said to me, I want you to find me an oncologist that will keep me alive. I had met Frank. This was 20-something years ago, and neither of us were where we are today. That doesn't mean old. It just we were, working a little harder. And Frank and I spoke about my father, and Frank thought outside the box. My father lived 5 years. Frank was the one that first, before we started the ovarian cancer day, we had breast cancer awareness day. And I think Frank knew that I thought outside the box. And I was willing to put myself out there. Because I'm a patient. Just like you're all patients here. All of us are patients. There are doctors to take care of you. And I know that when I go to a physician, I don't want to be number. I want to be more sick. None of my patients, not one, is a number, is in my E. They all have a face and a name. And it's not just breasts and crotch. It's a human being. And it's interesting, somebody came up to me earlier today, and they said, I just switched gynecologists, and my old gynecologist used to listen to my heart and my lungs. I went to a new gynecologist, and he basically, just did a quick exam. Do you do that? I said, I've never done it. I said, every patient comes into my office, other than doing a cardiogram, because I'm not good at it. Every patient that comes into my office gets a complete exam. That's what I do. Because this is what I do. And it is my pleasure to be a part of the Sass Foundation. I've enjoyed it immensely. I've met some wonderful people. I have utilized the services of people like Dwight many times in my life, not just for my patients, but for my family. I've utilized Frank the same way. And all I can say is I'm very proud to be here. I thank you all for coming. And I thank the Sass Foundation.
This year, we had a